Sprites are keeping him alive, and they keep going in deeper. They come in, and now Lose have been stunned. They're going in deeper, Alliance. All the heroes have walked in. Cloud9 after a second failed buyback attempt to hold the Roshan. Lose the game to Alliance.
Live from the Monster Energy DreamHack studio, this is Loomis, and this is ASUS ROG DreamHack Season 2. Did I get that right?
You were so close.
So close.
ASUS ROG Dreamleague. But I see what you're doing. You're trying to change the name to throw people up.
No. Every day we're improving.
Okay.
And of course, to improve alongside with me, we have
We're
Stammen.
improving the Dream League.
Yes, clearly. That's
No, I am improving.
It's better every week.
we top ourselves every week.
Yes.
And we're bringing people what they want, right? How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, I'm doing great as well.
Andy's not doing so well.
I'm all right.
He's all right.
I've been better.
You've been worse.
I've been worse.
Yes.
Tomorrow I will be worse.
I've
Today
got a
I'm okay.
headache.
This is the cold. It goes like this.
Wait, haven't you picked on the cold already?
Okay.
I thought. Oh, okay.
Tomorrow.
Sorry to
Tomorrow
hear that.
is like the Day of the Dead.
Sorry to hear that.
We'll see if I make it.
Fortunately, you have the good game today. Not
That's
tomorrow.
true. That's very true.
James, you have a headache. What else do you have?
Don't know.
Excellent
Syphilis.
contribution. I thought you went to the... Never mind.
Great.
Don't use
we
public
had,
toilet.
we had 3 games yesterday.
We had 1 or 3 best of ones.
What's the difference, Bruno?
Oh, shut up. I'm fucking done with you. I got a headache because of rehearsal, if you want to know.
All right, so we got 3 games yesterday between
Yes.
IG and MVP Phoenix. Mm-hmm. IG should have won all of them.
You say so.
I say so.
Okay.
But they
MVP
didn't. They didn't.
I still argue that the team has to beat you. You can't just lose. You know what I mean? Like,
That's true.
IG had some pretty questionable plays top lane twice for that one game that they actually did lose. But the other team still has to play well enough to win. So I'm not going to take anything away from MVP Phoenix.
And they did play well enough. So if we could look at the standings, we could see that MVP Phoenix did have 1 point.
1 point.
IG
Yeah, it
had
has 2.
2 points.
Naturally, I mean, there's only 3 points to spare. And but that was yesterday.
Yep.
And MVP Phoenix, they showed that they're not walkover, even though they had a 12-minute GG the first game. And today we're gonna see 2 or 6 games, however you want to call them, right?
Yeah, I'm actually very excited today because on one side we're going to see LGD versus IG on the Headache and Cold stream A, or Via game. And on stream B we have MVP Phoenix versus Rave.
Well, I thought it was CSW.
Yeah.
I thought it was Team Malaysia,
Ah, that too.
but it's not. It's Rave.
That's Rave. No, that's
Can you
right.
explain this to us,
Please.
Lenny? Why is it
What?
Rave?
Why not CSW?
No, that's a
What
great
happened to
question.
Team
Do you hate
Malaysia?
Australians?
That's a great question.
What happened
Andy,
to
what do you
Malaysia,
think?
Team Malaysia?
All right, so basically what happened is they woke up and they were like, oh, Team Malaysia dropped out quick. Message as many people as we can, as fast as humanly possible. And the first team that replies, they're in.
They called me. I was asleep.
What time did they call everybody else, though? That's the thing. Like, I don't know what time they actually sent out like the memo of, hey, Team Malaysia decided they don't want to
No, I have
come.
no idea.
Let's just try to fill in the spot.
Let's just put this big. This is purely speculation and in no way represents what actually happened in the Dream League, because I don't think.
We don't know what happened. I think CSW should be playing, but that's just me because I'm a moderately intelligent human.
Moving on, let's look at today's schedule. Oh no, we
Yeah.
already did that. Let's look at today's teams.
Are you so thrown off? Okay, what are the teams? The first
Yeah,
team.
LGD.
LGD. And these guys, who do you think is their top player?
Well, Yao used to be their captain and the kind of go-to brain, but now Faith joining the team. I actually think the team got better after the shuffle, gaining Faith. So I expect big things from LGD.
LGD, they've been performing really well. I mean, they won versus Vici Gaming in their last game. And they pretty much beaten everyone in the scene. They beat Newbie, they beat IG 3 times in a row. And I mean, they're pretty amazing. I think they're probably up there with Vici and Newbie almost, if you want to see it.
Speaking of IG, that's LGD's opponent today. We have Luo, Ferrari, June, Chuan, and Chisbuk.
And this team has shown how Ferrari dependent they are, because when Ferrari got what they want, they actually won. When Ferrari didn't go so well,
I think
the rest of the team just made a lot of mistakes.
to be fair, I think Chisbuk and Chuan just win a lot of game on their own. Game 1 and Game 2 yesterday just roamed around and killed everybody. Unfortunately, Game 2, they didn't close out the game, but that wasn't Chuan and Chisbuk's fault. So I feel like when the two supports play well with the roaming game, then they just put the game away. So I think that's something that LGD has to be somewhat afraid of.
Fair enough.
And when you blink into a full creep wave and try to Ava toss combo a hero that's like not even close.
That
and
was
then
not Ferrari's best
The
moment.
rest of your team was like, all right, let's get him, and then we lose the game. That wasn't
It was
crazy.
really funny to see how the Tiny was like 8,000 gold ahead of the Viper, and he just like throw the combo, starts punching. It's like, wait, I can't kill you. And he starts running away and getting kited and die every time.
All right, on the other stream, Stream B, we have MVP Phoenix versus Rave. MVP, we saw them yesterday, and they play pretty good, I would have to say. And this team consists of Forev, QO, March, Reason, and Heen. And I think the unique thing about this is that, apart from Reason, everybody switch roles. Sometimes we see March on support, we see him on offlane, we see him carry, we see him mid. So I think it's a grab back to see.
They need to improve the draft.
I think they
so, yeah.
draft fairly one-dimensional. Yeah, I would agree with that.
If they can improve their draft
Why
and
is-
actually allow people to kind of
It's actually their
shine.
Twitter MVP SC2.
It could be.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
I mean, they were
surprised.
known as a
It is,
StarCraft team
apparently it
before
is.
they were a Dota team, so
Yeah, fair enough.
wouldn't really surprise me that much. But I actually think that they picked a lot of different heroes, but they run kind of the samey style of thing, you know?
I have Justin Bieber's team, Rave.
Yep. Jo, Ryu, Chrissy, Cast, and Ninja Bui.
One of the things is not like the others.
Haven't played yet.
That's just
Haven't played.
racist.
No, I was talking about the haircut.
Oh.
The Justin Bieber haircut of JR.
Yeah.
Did I call it? Did I
Yeah.
get it right?
It looks
Spot
a little
the
bit
difference?
ridiculous,
One of
doesn't
them
it?
has a Justin Bieber haircut. It's JR.
And he's even got like the...
They've got the most interesting stances, though.
Yes, yeah, they were actually having fun in the photo shoot. As opposed to the other players that were just like,
You're not
That's
allowed to
shit.
smile in gamer pictures.
no. Do you remember Pycat?
He's like the
Got a
only one who
picture.
can pull that off.
Yeah.
No one else
I
can do
don't.
that.
It's a
think
moving
he
picture.
pulled it off. sorry, Pycat.
Whatever,
you
man.
didn't pull that off.
Kiva
just a
also
hater.
had the punch.
You're just a hater.
Yep. Jealous of his freakishly cloud-like looks.
He does actually kind of look
He's a
like
Final
one.
Fantasy
He
guy.
does.
I started playing Final Fantasy 13 yesterday. Man, they're talking about like that game is really like.
And he's about the height as well.
Yeah.
As well. And it's a really funny thing is like you told me is like because we were talking about some game design thing. We were like when you have like 5 heroes, like a group of 5.
Yeah.
Bruno was like, so if you do it in Western, the captain or the leader is normally like
quarterback.
kind of like you know like big chest but not huge and whatever. And it's like, but in Japan, if the hero is in those 5, he's actually the smallest one.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. So Pycat,
You're saying he's the hero.
he's the
He's-
hero. He's my hero.
And a human being.
And Pycat's not in any of our games today.
But the Final
you know,
Fantasy sword would actually be bigger than him, I believe. I think the Final Fantasy sword
It was
is
bigger than
about
Cloud.
5'7",
Yeah.
and
So yeah,
I think
clearly bigger than him.
I think Cloud is like 5'5", 5'4".
Ish. Average Japanese height.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm not sure how useful it would be in combat.
I mean, depending on how heavy it is, maybe it's like a super light metal. swing around. But if it weighs like more than him.
I mean, there are other swords, that were used in combat that were longer than the Final Fantasy.
I like the Final Fantasy VIII
sword.
that had like a gun and a sword in the same thing.
Oh, the gunblade.
The gunblade, yeah. Yeah, like you swing, and when you swing, you shoot.
He was my favorite character.
Isn't
Squall.
Kunkka's
Squall. He was
Kunkka's
an emo.
item also a
No,
gunblade?
he wasn't. He just didn't
He was just
want
like
to talk.
sulking all the time.
Wasn't sulking. He just listened a lot to people and was like probably said into his head, like in a like twat, and then just continued on with his gunblade.
His like black leather jacket and his car.
Who was his sweetheart?
He was in like
Rinoa.
the basement of a house.
Rinoa. Yeah.
Dark-haired.
Yeah.
He was emo.
Yeah, she was annoying.
She was, clearly.
I would have definitely like
Quiz is the-
Cloud, like Tifa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that she was cool, and Ares, she died.
She
so.
died. No, spoilers.
Yeah.
Damn it.
It's been 10 years, hasn't it?
We'll be back
Yeah,
after a break,
still-
guys.
Do you guys like the new Final Fantasy? Welcome back to the ASUS ROG Dreamleague for Season 2 of Day 2 of the Asian qualifiers, and we're going to be seeing LGD versus IG. 3 games, 3 best-of-1s, each one's a point. Already we've seen Invictus Gaming play yesterday. They went 2-1 over MVP Phoenix. Not a great result, but today they've got a tougher challenge ahead of them as they go up versus LGD. And already we go into the bans and picks. No time to waste. But I am kind of pissed off because I didn't remember. What is the Final Fantasy
I don't know the name of the swords.
called?
I haven't played that game since like
Cloud.
I can't even remember, like 2005 or something like that.
Yeah, I
That's the
don't
last time I played it.
All right, well, you're here. We're joined. Thank you for joining us. We've got a very ill Andy and James with a headache.
It's fine. We'll make it through.
Oh, yeah.
The power of friendship. It'll get us through anything. Zephyr is a perfect example.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But
I consider you a friend, Andy.
I know. That's why I said the power of friendship, and not the power of acquaintance. It's good.
Would you come out on my stag do if I had a stag do?
Yeah.
Sweet.
But as far as these two teams, I'm actually kind of curious to watch the game because LGD to me and IG seem a bit more evenly matched. I think that's kind of what Bruno was saying before we actually went inside of the game. But IG kind of, I feel, underestimated MVP Phoenix yesterday. You could tell by how they played in game number 2 that they were definitely being over-aggressive, you know, like maybe not respecting their opponent as much as they would somebody the caliber of LGD or another Chinese team. So I'm looking to see them play probably a bit more stable of a game, probably just go back to the things they like the most. And Viper's been picked quite a bit recently, just in terms of the death ball-y kind of style that people like to run now. It's not just about like picking DP anymore. It's about getting the tanky ranged heroes that can just slow siege.
And he shuts down carries with Ags a lot of the times, and he just takes up a lot of room in team fights, which is something I really like when I watch people's bans and picks in terms of like how much actual presence do they have when it comes down to those 5v5 engagements, no matter who gets the initiation or counter initiation. You know, is a really important factor in this patch. So we're going to have an Ancient Apparition followed by a Centaur War Runner, and interestingly enough, there's still a Void in the pool. But actually, Invictus Gaming are going to pick up a Clockwork with the Viper, which is what MVP Phoenix ran versus them. So interesting, to say the least here.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't really have much of a choice. As soon as the Centaur comes out, that's just a direct answer to not only having a very squishy support in Ancient Apparition who has low mobility to make sure that you can position well for the fights, but it's also because Viper is equally weak against such high mobility in being able to just go in, get the blink stomps. I believe Luo was playing the Centaur when we saw it last time, and you just blow up the Viper over and over again. So I'm feeling like LGD are probably going to be looking to do something a bit similar.
Yeah. And of course, you know, if we could get, do you want me to move? I'm going to move the preview screen over for you, Andy, because I know you can't see it.
No,
right
I can see it.
It's really
fine.
far away. No,
I can get up and look at it.
I'm up now.
All right.
Do
Well,
you want a cup of tea when I'm at it?
no. Lumi already actually got me like tea before we went live because he's a savior, some kind of awesome guy.
Oh.
But I really do like the opening 2 from IG. I mean, when you see them the Naga Siren ban, you kind of have to assume that Centaur is a possibility after opening with a Viper, and then LGD going with the AA Centaur straight up. And now they're just banning out all the, well, not necessarily just carry heroes, but heroes that could potentially be seen mid. Obviously, Rave is really strong in a 1v1. Morphling is just ridiculously hard to kill in general, especially against the front 2 that IG have decided to pick up. And it really seems to me like IG are not necessarily looking to necessarily pick catch as much as they are just counter initiation. And obviously Clockwork can fit both roles, but it really feels to me like they want to be just a slow siege team.
I was moving the TV.
I know. That's
You
why
mean
I was
the
talking the whole
TLDR?
time. Okay, the TLDR, I like Viper Clockwork versus what LGD have.
Okay, but what if they pick up a Void LGD now?
Well, if they pick up a Void now, I actually think that opens up IG to play a little bit greedier in the laning phase because Centaur and Void are both not necessarily that good in lane, and you wouldn't be able to put the AA with the Void. Well, you can put it with an AM, I guess, but I really feel like that lane is still kind of punishable, and I believe we did see a tri-lane Viper the other day. So I wouldn't put it past IG to either punish the lane really hard and just pick something a little bit more aggressive. They could even go with a Lich.
Wasn't a tri-lane Viper, it was Sven went hit the tri-lane.
No, that was the first game.
Yeah, okay.
The second game was the one they lost, and I'm pretty sure, wasn't it DP mid and tri-lane aggro Viper or something like that?
Let's try and recap.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. The Viper was safe lane.
Yeah.
The Viper was safe lane. Yeah, okay. I remember now. So I was a little off in that. But again, seeing the AM so quick, it is punishable coming out from LGD, and I feel like IG still have very flexible lane options. They don't have to fully commit to anything.
Is SD Shadow Demon still a viable pick these days?
Really good against these heroes, actually.
Because, yeah.
If you look at LGD, they have one hero to open up with, and that's Centaur, right? Like, I'm sure they can pick more, but if you get opened on by that hero, the Shadow Demon should always be in a good spot. You don't have to worry about Sphere anymore because they picked AM, so they've already picked a core. So that means that you don't have to necessarily worry about the position in game as much, which lets the Shadow Demon have a lot of freedom. Bane is also an option too.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I do like Shadow Demon, and you've got the Mirana there already. So it's kind of like roaming. It works. Against an AM, it works. Stopping a Centaur War Runner initiation, it works. And it can help, like, having your Viper and Clockwork, just pulling them under in a disruption is sometimes just enough to make the initiation still worthwhile, even if you, get turned on. So, okay. But it's going to be the Ogre Magi. There's some game presence here. I don't really like, I say I don't like the Ogre Magi, but he always seems to work out pretty okay. But in this instance, I don't so much, because I don't think, like, in terms of the damage output on the cores, which is sometimes all you really get to hit is an Ogre Magi. You don't really get to cast your spells against the supports much at all, just because of, you're kind of like, you're not like high target, like a priority as an Ogre Magi, but you don't normally get into position so well unless you get a Force Staff. So the Anti-Mage and Centaur are not going to care so much, but we'll see if that's going to be the case. Who knows?
I really feel as though, like, IG kind of want to go aggressive with the heroes that they've picked, but it's still going to be difficult because AA makes any defensive tri lane very strong. And most of the time you look at a Rubik and you say, okay, well, that hero doesn't really offer a whole heck of a lot. But when you have the damage of Chilling Touch coming out and an AM who can blink aggressively forward, you can actually just jump on whoever you want and do quite a bit of burst. Sorry about the microphone noise, by the way.
That's all right.
I'm trying to fix it so it doesn't. All right, that's good.
Yeah, they're actually going to ban Avoid LGD, and the last ban's going to be Puck, which would have been, could have been pretty nice. I mean, having a Silence versus an Anti-Mage is pretty awesome in terms of if you're able to get it on for a gank before a Manta comes out. But I just think this AM is a nightmare hero to play against. Maybe the Viper and the Clockwork will be able to put out a lot, but LGD needs something, a core that kind of, like, Anti-Mage isn't necessarily someone you want to throw in first into a team fight, okay? You want to throw your Centaur War Run in. I think LGD needs to pick something else that has some sort of presence and can stand up to the Viper and the Clockwork and be okay. But unfortunately, sometimes that feels like against a Clockwork you need a BKB, and it's going to be an Invoker, so definitely a slower game here by LGD. And a very dangerous game if they get the items that they want, and the early game for Invictus Gaming doesn't go well. Just meaning that if the Invoker wants to go a Midas and the Anti-Mage isn't getting shut down, LGD will certainly look for a late game stomp.
Yeah, but the other thing too is I'm expecting this Invoker to be Exort, which again kind of deters IG from wanting to run anything aggressive, because if you add a Sunstrike into the mix versus the Lift and the AM and just the burst damage from the tri-lane that LGD already have, it just incentivizes LGD to get more farm. So I'm definitely in agreement with you for the slow game. I'm kind of wondering what IG, okay, PA. I was going to say, if you look at their team right now, they actually have only magic damage, more or less, right, to deal with an AM, right? You have an Ogre Magi, you have Mirana Arrows, who's probably going to be support. You're not going to scale well. Viper's kind of the same thing. You
AM is everything.
Mostly tanky items, right? So they needed something that can just straight up say, I don't care about the AM. And that's kind of what the PA pick is for, I feel.
Yeah. You don't really want to see an AM go MKB. That's not fun in terms of your item.
It's like a fourth or a fifth item, but yeah, you could get
and
there.
you can do it on your Invoker if you have a good game, if it goes late. But no, I like, the PA pick's good. Oh man, I played versus PA and Magnus the other day.
It's not fun.
He fucking rushed Abyssal Blade.
It's hard times, man. Like PA, because of this patch, it nerfed two of the biggest counters to PA, basically, which was Void, who was picked all the time, and it disabled evasion, so your only survivability during the early game was just gone. And now that doesn't do that anymore, and Doom is the same thing. So now PA is actually just gone from being like a tier 3 hero to like tier 1, just because of the patch.
How scared of you now of your LGD of late game versus a PA? Like, do you think with your Invoker and your Anti-Mage you can avoid the fights? Because if you actually look at the team fight, what they have, a lot of it comes down to hitting an Ice Blast.
Well,
and it's a Centaur Centaur is literally like the front line until you get like a Necro free book.
Yeah, that's true, but you also have to keep in mind that they're going to be the ones with initiation advantage, more or less, because Centaur ulti allows them to get in a much better position for the fight to start. So if they can get things going on their term, it's really difficult, I think, for IG to just slow the pace of the fight. Like, ideally, like we were talking about yesterday when MVP were playing IG, it's all about the Clockwork putting down a really disruptive cogs and making sure that the Centaur ulti doesn't just ensure a hero dies. I mean, that's basically the same thing that they're going to be fighting against.
I think if you're not initiating on the Viper, you're going to get Viper struck. Whoever initiated will die. Clockwork can reinitiate. And then the PA, as long as you've got a BKB and some damage, you can get a quick, very swift counter kill. And I don't think this Ice Blast of the Ancient Apparition played by Faith, is necessarily going to be that effective in these team fights. They're a very hard team to kind of lock down. They don't necessarily need to throw anybody at you to get a kill other than like Ferrari or the Viper or Clockwork. And they've still got that arrow on Cheeseburg. So let's introduce the teams here on the IL stream. We're going to have Ferrari playing the PA for Invictus Gaming. Chessbug is going to be playing the Marana. June up on the Clockwork on the off lane. Over on support is going to be Chuan on the anti-Magi. Ogre Magi, not anti-Magi. And Luo.
Yeah.
Also known as
Or G.
Yeah, it's going to be playing the Viper. And then the enemy jungle is Yao on the Invoker, Sylar on the anti-Mage, MMY handling the Rubik.
30 seconds to battle.
In July on the Centaur, and Faith on the Ancient Apparition. And they will stare down Chuan. He doesn't give no fucks.
Yeah, when you have that base armor.
Yeah, but look how many eyes he's got. I mean, that's not a staring contest. You're going to win, Andy. That's all I'm
true.
saying.
Does it like not count if all eyes don't blink simultaneously? Is that the rules that we're playing by?
Yeah.
Because I mean, that would be kind of screwed up, actually.
Yeah, they rotate.
All right, so it looks from what LGD are doing right now that at the very
Can you
least.
see the preview screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
Is
Fine.
it a good position?
Yeah, it's fine. It's not a problem.
Oh, Hasterun.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just checking on you.
And Chuan and Cheeseburger are still up here on the high ground. I don't really think they're going to be able to make much happen with the rune, and I'm pretty sure they see it. So IG shouldn't be sticking around here for much longer. And in the end, it might end up just being a
There's
Centaur down
that
here.
D ward there, and the ward spot. That's not going to get it, is it? Can you click the
I don't
sentry?
think so.
I think it's
No,
out
it's
of
not.
range.
Way out of range.
So, and they also get rune vision there and block a camp, and they've also blocked the pool camp here with a sentry. So, and the tri-lane of the Rubik, Ancient Apparition, and also the Centaur will leave Sylar versus June.
Oh, Chuan could be in some trouble here. Eats a telekinesis. Chilling touch is going to be used, but in July, unfortunately, not quite in range to stun.
Oh, okay. Now he's in
Yeah,
July. That's a 5-second arrow. And we actually have just corrosive skin on our Viper, but it doesn't matter. And they fall to the oldest trick in the book, which is you stick a
They might get
Marana.
two. One more arrow, maybe?
No, 2 more. He needs 2 more hits. I think they could have gone for that, but I think in July would have turned it. And he actually doesn't have leap because he's level 1 still. And the stun comes in and they do get the turn. And Chuan did have stun available, but I'm not sure if he had it available, sorry. Stun just came off cooldown and didn't manage to get it. But they still get the first blood. And like getting hit by a Marana arrow is kind of like, you just feel like a scrub. So,
Especially when it's a straight down the lane arrow like that.
Yeah, not even coming through the tree line.
And then you're just kind of like.
But you are
oh.
big, you know, as it's hard to judge, you know, like Centaur how big you are.
Your
Like, I
hitbox.
feel if you reverse, you need like a kind of beep, you know, like a bus.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think we should actually
Or
put
like-
in like
Or like a sensor.
a sound in there.
Yeah.
But there's no like S-keying in this game. You know?
Yeah.
You don't really back up, you just turn.
No backpedaling as the World of Warcraft. So 1-to-1 exchange, still in favor though of Invictus Gaming getting that first blood. And they got it on, did they get on the Viper? I want to say that they, oh, Ogre Magi. Oh, there
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah,
Chuan
Chuan
always
got it.
is the secret carry anyway. In the mid lane, Ferrari up against the Invoker. How does this one work out for you? Yao's Invoker versus Ferrari's PA.
Well, the thing about PA is that even against heroes with decent harass,
Oh,
they'll still
arrow.
always be able to get CS. Arrow not actually going to hit there on MMY. And they're going to get the rune. They're going to throw out a cold feet onto Chuan. Here comes the stun and the ignite. Since
Yeah.
the arrow's already
Chuan's
been
gonna
used,
go
they can
down.
just continue to auto
Hit
attack
him.
here. There's just not enough
Hit him,
damage.
MMY.
They're just
No, he
manning up.
cancelled. He
Fade. All right, still a kill.
But what am I?
And now it's going to be going into the Roshan pit, looking for a Roshan deny. He needs to hit one more time.
But they're gonna kill.
the arrow. Sheespug.
LGD are just, oh, there's a leap.
You had no place.
I mean, he has a salve. Or not a salve, a clarity. So he can eventually TP, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. MMY actually cancelled one auto attack in that fight there. I'm not sure why.
I don't know, maybe just a misclick. Like it happens sometimes. When you're really trying to stop your back animation to continue chasing and like get the maximum time, sometimes you can cancel an auto.
But they exchange again, a kill for a kill, and Cheeseburg actually is going to get away. But this leaves in July all by his lonesome down here.
He's so
And,
slow.
He's going to be able to stun, and slow is going to be level 2. So it looks like one more attack. No, they need another one because he's salved up, and you can juke very well in this tree line now.
Oh.
And does exchange, but unfortunately he went down first, and Tron gets himself another kill, and they've upgraded the courier to get some vision here. And they are going to get a telekinesis, and they might just leave him. No, they're going to throw him in the Roche pit. Why? He can probably... Can he kill you? No, he can't kill you. He's got leap. Why? I wouldn't let him out. I'd just lift him straight up and down.
Maybe he thought he
Tyrion
could get the
flag
kill.
style.
He might have thought he could get the kill, so I understand where he was coming from with that. But the nice thing actually for LGD is that since top lane is Clockwork versus AM, Clockwork actually gets smashed in that matchup. Like, you get auto-attacked, lose all your mana, and your lane presence is gone. And you can no longer look to actively contest the creep.
The Mirana just got killed by neutral creeps, okay.
Yeah, he just did it to go back to this.
I was like, Webhouse, you missed the Sunstrike. But he didn't.
Oh, he should be able to get in range here, maybe? Yep.
Stomp.
Dead
And
here.
that cold feet will definitely spell the end of the Viper. So this tri-lane needs really the assistance of everybody from Invictus Gaming, likewise from LGD to keep people alive. But I would be pretty okay with the situation of LGD, which is we've exchanged slightly in their favor now after that last kill, and their anti-mage is free, and their invoker's not getting harassed at all. You know, not having Chuan, which is a very dangerous roam, in terms of the Ogre Magi, actually like kind of put some pressure onto mid is pretty fantastic for LGD. I just think they're very comfortable with how this game's currently going.
Yeah, and the thing about AM too is that when it gets to a certain stage, if he gets like early Battle Fury and Vlad's or Manta, depending on what he goes for the second item, well, not only does he outfarm, but you're going to have a real hard time like split pushing the waves out fast enough. And bottom lane, we're going to see a stun here on In July. Another arrow follow-up. And that should be a pretty dead Centaur. Stomp's going to land, gets a double edge off for some damage, but eventually will fall. MMY just going to go for the TP out. Should be more than fine.
Yep. And the stun just comes off to cooldown. A little bit too late there, the Fire Blast. But nicely done by Chuan. Actually stopped the initial stomp there from the Centaur and managed to get themselves the kill. So, as you know, these two supports, the Mirana and the Ogre Magi, are incredibly dangerous in laning. Like, much more so than the AA and the Rubik. So, they really need to make persistently something good happen for their team. They have to be active. And unfortunately, you saw when they weren't active, when the Mirana found himself up on the high ground, you know, not much was happening. So, yeah, it's they can control this game, and they really do need to, because I think if Yao and also Sylar run away with it, it could be dangerous even for Ferrari's PA. He's going to get brought back. Doesn't actually hit the stomp, but the double edge will come in. In comes the Fade Bolt, and one more auto attack will get the kill, and it goes to MMY. So I would not expect that to happen, by the way. I would not expect a Centaur and a Rubik to actually rotate to mid, so that's a really good pickoff. And they're actually going to smoke up. They're going to go again, or they're going to go top and look for Clockwork. I think that's...
It should be a really easy kill, actually. He's been out of mana, like, most of the time. Yeah, he doesn't even have mana for cogs, but he's back.
Oh, haste.
Radiant's middle tower.
They can go for the PA again. I mean, we got Ferrari there, and they've just now left Chuan and Cheesebug. You know, I said this combo was really dangerous, Chuan and also Cheesebug, but I actually think the telekinesis into Stomp and Double Edge is more damage overall.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We'll see if they want to continue this kind of strat.
I feel like
Chuan's very aware now they've left the AA off lane solo.
Their damage output is ridiculous during the early game, and he even decided to go for Quas Wex. And I mean, if a Clockwork gets hit by an EMP or an Ogre or anyone really on the side of IG, PA has tied for the worst int game in the game, 1.0, with Troll Roller. So if you lose all your mana, you're not really going to be able to do any chasing. And I wanted to bring up the fact that the heroes like PA and Clockwork are supposed to be able to bypass the front line to get to the supports, right? Like kill the AA, kill the Rubik, and things like that. But if you get Tornado EMP'd, you can't. Like, you won't have any mobility left because you need your mana for that.
Oh, Arrow comes in. We'll see if they're able to turn this. They can pick up Ferrari, and they will throw him into a Stomp. Then comes the Fire Blast, though, from Chuan, and Ferrari's like, yeah, I'm trying to get out of this situation. Stomp not going to hit. Injuly is going to cancel that as he's currently slowed. And the Clockwork is level 6, looking for initiation. Gets it on July, tries to run away. Faith has TP'd in, and the EMP Tornado combo comes in, and also, yep, July will be going down to the final Fade Bolt of MMY. They're going to try and turn for a kill onto Yao. They secure it, and Faith going to have to die behind the tower. So everybody currently from Invictus Gaming are here who are alive. They did lose their Clockwork. And also, IG brought in the anti-mage, I believe. Yeah, Sylar actually turned up at the end as well, and he's level 8, so does have his mana void. But these teams, man, they know each other well, and they know what to expect. I will say that LGD seem to have the advantage in terms of some of the warding on the map so far. They've had a really nice ward top lane that's been showing the Clockwork in terms of his rotations. And they've also got one center now as well as Invictus Gaming, and those two I think are quite fresh. So they're going to be very aware of supports rotating middle where they don't show themselves. What level is Ancient Apparition? He's actually just got 5 blast hits. He's level 5, so yeah, if they can grab themselves an Ice Blast later, that would be great. And Ferrari just going to put some pressure onto Yao and not going to make anything happen of it. So the game will slow down again.
Definitely still advantageous for LGD, I think in almost every way, because there's so many ways to stop aggression for them, like a Centaur ulti for counter ganking or just getting a hero away. And then you're also going to have the Tornado EMP, which just halts everything. Like if you're trying to push, you get Tornado EMP, push over, just GG, right? You need like 1 or 2 pairs of Arcane Boots, I think, minimum, to be able to just sustain your mana at that point. And it's not like they have any hero on the team that can heal. You know, they don't have like a Juggernaut healing ward or like a Dazzle for healing. It's kind of hard for them to consistently apply pressure.
Yeah, I agree with you. It is hard for them to apply pressure against this lineup, and LGD can choose if they want to fight or if they not with having just Centaur War Stampede up.
Yeah.
And they have it up available, so they could use it down here on the tri lane. And in the middle, we do have a rotation round of the Clockwork of June, looking for a hook shot onto Yao. And securing this would definitely get them a kill based on his HP, but they need to get the PA on him. But we have to watch for TP rotations from the supports if that's going to be the case. And soon we're going to have level 6 on this Ancient Apparition. Might not be soon, but certainly will be a factor. And actually, they're just going to send June bottom. So they're currently getting the farm. The whole team is quite defensively placed. As you can see, they are very aware of what's happening. They haven't seen June yet.
Top tower is
they didn't actually know he was mid, but... And now we're going to see the roaming combo once again. And it's going to head towards Ferrari. MM on his Rubik. Rune spawning, which is kind of a nice time to go, because depending on how Ferrari gets back to his lane, or even goes back to his lane, but they've been missing for a little while. Is he not going to Secret Shop if he's just being super careful? No, he's actually just going to try and farm a little bit of the top lane.
Yeah, makes sense. And
the rotation's still coming, though.
Yeah, they're still following him. He's not safe. Here comes a lift. Should be a pretty easy kill. He's evading quite a bit of damage here. Has a lot of HP. Blinks to the range creep to get away. Still has a regen in the bottle here. Stun going to be coming out onto Sylar. Able to blink into the river in July. On retreat here. Centaur Stampede was already used. Yeah.
Arrow coming in. That's going to hit.
Boom. Sheath Bug on point once again.
They're going to give it to Ferrari as well.
Very, very nicely done.
What a bro Chuan is.
Its finest.
And now June realizing, oh, Jesus, I've made a horrible mistake because my team is no longer here. Should be a free 1-for-1. Well,
that void wasn't needed, but the kill was nice. But
I think he did it just to make sure that he got it.
Yeah. I'd agree.
So, all in all, both carries getting a kill. And in some ways, I would say it's better for LGD, because if you look at the way that PA works normally against AM, is that you chase the AM around and you harass him because you actually have extreme mobility. You can actually chase an AM. Not a lot of heroes can do that. But if the AM gets like Manta Battle Fury, you no longer can chase him because you can Manta off daggers, you can blink into fog and things like that. So suddenly it becomes a lot harder to keep the waves equalized in terms of pushing. So I still feel like LGD are holding a bit of an advantage here. It's not to say that IG can't turn it. It's just they have to get a lot of momentum going, and they don't have any right now.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's how I feel this going as well. Like they're going to try and maybe make something happen here top. Ferrari and Chessberg poised, and also down bottom, they are putting some pressure. And there's a TP rotation coming in as June is going to initiate onto Faith. He will throw out the Ice Blast and Cold Feet, and there's a Cold Snap on top of it as well. He's just very not moving much, as I'd like to describe it. But nothing comes of it, and now they've actually left Chuan. He's like happy, sitting mid, going to get himself some last hits, carrying a smoke, and on the top lane they're going to disengage from that and just go back to controlling the runes. Bottom rune was taken, double damage by June, and top rune will be claimed by Invictus Gaming as well. So, not the great rotations from LGD here. Getting that pick off bottom and then actually having Yao rotate, not going to go great for him. The dagger comes in, but MMY is there to save him. And I think, is that Centaur in the jungle? No, AM's in the jungle already. Does he have his Battle Fury? No, he doesn't.
He's pretty close, though.
What does PA have, I wonder, at this
I think
stage
he's going drums, right? He had like wand, bracer, treads.
Yep.
Yeah, I think he's going drums. Here comes the EMP middle lane, and yeah, okay, that was an explosion of damage. Mana Void, Ice Blast.
The Mana Void's so unnecessary. He's used it twice, but to be honest, it's like, it's one of those skills that you just think like, well, I'm not meant to fight anyway, so I'll just throw it.
Just get those kills, man. Yeah. Typical AM contribution, that's all you really need. And the nice thing is like, in 6.82, those kills actually are worth a lot more than they were previously. So if you're there, you get an extra like 150, 200 gold. You're going to see a hookshot miss here on middle lane. Unfortunately, Yao not going to be hit. Tornado EMP goes out. Chuan able to avoid it.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, and Yao's actually going mech, by the way, which I like quite a bit, just in the sense that they know what IG want to do. They want to fight. And if the AM gets a Battle Fury and you have a mech on your team already and a Blink Centaur, I actually feel like he's pretty safe to be able to fight, you know, like blink in after the Centaur or something like that.
I want to see when the
bottom
Centaur
tower
gets
has
his
fallen.
Blink Dagger now, because he's actually been given free farm. He's up to 2,000 gold. So this can change, again, the pace of the game. It's one of the most important items that you're going to see come up in the early stages. And the Battle Fury is now done at 13 minutes. The Blink Dagger will be done in the next minute. And we also have, potentially though, this Viper could add to the death pool in terms of item pickups. It's heading towards Pipe.
Yep, good choice over the mech. Obviously, playing against an AA, you want to run a 5-man, no reason to buy a mech, especially with the mana cost. Costs like half his mana right now. I think if you had a mech, it's 225.
Yep. And they know a fight's looking to go down. They're going to smoke. I don't think they need to smoke, actually. I think they can just waddle up there.
The waddling has commenced.
Yeah. You just want to get some vision with Ferrari or even Chessberg, but they're going to find Silo. There's a multicast into an arrow, and they might be able to turn this. Nope, Ferrari's going to come in. They try and stampede out, not going to happen, and they get a stomp onto Chuan, but he's got so much HP, they almost don't want to follow up. MMY fires an arrow of his own, doesn't end up hitting. Chuan going to eat a tornado, not sure if that's going to take him out. Yes, it will. And they exchange 1 for 1, but unfortunately they lost their anti-mage that had no idea the team of Invictus Gaming were in the enemy jungle, and that Battle Fury not going to be get put to good use. And now IG could be throwing the death pool. It's just the EMP tornado combo that is the only thing you really have to watch out for. I think they can survive, you know, in terms of having their Viper the only person that the Centaur War Runner can initiate on, and just, yeah, they should be okay. I think they can take this tower.
The other thing is, too,
and arrows are going to be so scary here. Look at this. They're just surrounding them.
He misses. Blink Stomp from Injuly. Here comes the Ice Blast. Going to be way off the mark. Sheepsbug, though, explodes. June going to get lifted here. Ferrari trying to get the kill on Injuly. Nice cogs, though. Separates Injuly from the rest of his team. Looks like June's going to be able to get out A-OK. Viper Strike goes off as well. And Luo's just diving under the tower, man. He pops the pipe, but that's way over aggressive. Might end up paying with his life here.
He could get back up here. I think they can still turn this, and they should. Yeah, Ferrari's going to go in onto Yao. They're going to stun out MMY, who has no mana, who's pretty useless. Deafening Blast comes in, though. And that will silence for a bit, but then they'll pick up a kill with a dagger. And they can still fight. I think they can still fight this. They go on to MMY. Chuan looking for a Fire Blast. They're actually going to get vision on him now, and Ferrari will pick up the kill, and he gets a triple up here. And Invictus Gaming surrounded LGD at the tower, and even with Luo running through, or Lau running through on his Viper, they were still able to come out on top, and they're a hard team to take down in terms of tankiness. You know, you've got like Morana, who's just mobile. Clockwork you don't really want to spend your time on. And then the Viper, PA, and Ogre Magi, they're a nightmare. So you saw how kind of like the Ancient Apparition and also MMY on his Rubik, very easily to pick up. And even if they end up throwing out the majority of their spells, it doesn't necessarily guarantee that you're going to affect the whole team fight. You'll maybe just get like a kill. And that's what they did. They got a kill earlier on. But then, you know, MMY, unless he gets something good to steal, he doesn't offer much.
Yeah, I mean, the Rubik is kind of the weak link for me, too. But if he manages to steal, like, even a Fire Blast or something like that, or Viper Ulti, which is very easy to steal, should be able to get it almost every single time. Can actually be pretty disruptive. You just throw it on Ferrari. He's not able to stick targets as well as maybe he would like to. But that fight was just, in elongated fights, PA is really good.
PA might be looking to... nicely done by Silo there. Had he gone behind the tower, there was a Morana and also rotating around a Clockwork, so they might have been able to kind of follow that up and chase him down. But not going to happen. And haven't seen this Blink Dagger come into effect here for the Centaur War Runner. And this tower won't be going down very quickly in comparison to the amount of push that the Viper maybe will be able to bring to the mid tower as the whole of Invictus Gaming. They're poised to strike behind, and
middle tower is under
they have good vision of the enemy jungle as well.
Structures are fortified.
So they're very aware of anyone's trying to backstab them, at least if they're not smoked. And
I don't know, I still feel like IG can never...
I'm worried for LGD.
Well, the way that IG are playing now is good, for sure. Like, this is the game plan that they had in mind the whole time. You can see June and Luo here just pushing down the tower, but this is the thing that they have to continue to do. They cannot stop. There's
gonna
2
be-
teleport reactions coming in. No Stampede, though, unfortunately, so MMY is not going to be able to get quite in range. Viper's
They
really
could
slow,
turn
though.
This Clockwork can turn this. He's going to initiate. Clockwork's going to initiate.
Oh, he stole Viper Strike. Luo under the tower, taking quite a bit of damage. Sylar wants to go for the kill, gets arrowed. He's going to be dying. No, he blinks.
Two.
Oh, he did
Two.
die, okay. I was going to say, I thought he blinked out, but he did die.
And then bot lane as well. Ferrari going ham with the rest
Is
of
this
his
a team
team.
wipe?
Look like it is going to be. Faith is going to go down in a moment. Come on, Ferrari.
It's daytime.
Navigate
He's so
the trees,
dead.
yeah. And that's the whole team. And in middle, it was like the Clockwork of June. He went up to the top rune, and then you just saw it. You're like, even if you go on the Viper now and you're under tower,
Dire's middle tower
you
is under
cannot
attack.
move against a Viper when he's that level in terms of corrosive skin. So you're going to get hit by that Clockwork. And yeah, the Mirana comes in of Chessberg, helps with the kill, and then on the bottom lane, Ferrari just going ham with his BKB, which you can see was used there. So if Ferrari just gets a clean damage item now, it's so dangerous. Like LGD created a lot of space in the early game. We got the items that they maybe needed, but that Viper picking up the pipe and just the sheer kind of tankability of Invictus Gaming's team, which we said we saw yesterday as well. We were kind of pointed out a couple of times that they like heroes that don't die easily.
Yeah.
And it's only really the Mirana that isn't that problem, but no, it's very hard to kill a Mirana. So yeah, I'm not sure how they're going to handle Ferrari with this BKB. It's like that BKB plus a sheer damage item. It's like Tornado EMP, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, and Chuan pretty much shares that sentiment as they're going to get a hook shot here. The dust comes out, and Yao's going to be dying. Arrow secures it, courtesy of Sheetsbug. And if he goes, if he wants to go Battle Fury or back forward, he can. If he wants to go for Basher, he can do that too. And that poor Invoker has not even finished his mech, and it's like 20 minutes in. I mean, that's really, really bad news.
Hey,
Your
man.
mid player is less than 4,000 net worth at 20 minutes.
Bottom tower
He
is
rotated to
under
the bottom lane, and wrongly, in my opinion, to try and help the team fight, and it didn't help at all.
Radiant's bottom tower has
And
fallen.
Luo doesn't care
Dire's middle
about
tower
the
is under
Ice
attack.
Blast coming in, as it's going to be only level 1. And the PA has a DD, Ferrari. Once again, if they want to push this tower and actually fight underneath it, they certainly can, and they'll be taking a tier 2 tower and probably giving up nothing other than the tier 1 top, but they're actually going to split their team up. They've got 3 looking to take the tier 2. They've got 2 rotating to try and slow down Sylar from pushing that tier 1. It's the Mirana and also
Radiant's
the Ogre
top
Magi
tower
of
is under
Chessberg and
attack.
Chuan. And they don't want to fight over the tier 2
Radiant
tower. Now they are going to glyph
structures are
it.
fortified.
Looking to blink away. He's going to have to blink to the right. The arrow
he's
comes in and he's dead. That's a crit. And they don't get the tier 2 tower, but they
Radiant's
deny the
top
tier
tower
1
has
and
been
kill the
denied.
most important hero that they need to stay ahead of and to keep down, which is the anti-mage of Sylar. And you can, I'm pretty sure that the items coming up soon for the PA might be a Battle Fury.
Yeah.
Just because that's the item that's going to keep you ahead in farm. Yeah, it's
Not only that,
Perseverance.
but because you have a BKB, the physical damage output on LGD is almost non-existent when your BKB is on. So you can just go in with Battle Fury, 65 damage when you have, what, level 2 coup de grace, I believe it is right now? I don't think he's level 16, but yeah, it still hits really, really freaking hard. He'll actually be 16 kind of soon.
Radiant's bottom
And
tower is
this
under
Centaur
attack.
in July hasn't been able to achieve really anything with this blink ever since he got it. You know, the death ball is too strong, and June has his mech complete, which he's had for a little while. They have a pipe. And if they want to initiate, I'm pretty sure they could turn almost everything in their favor. The only way I can see it going bad is a good Tornado EMP into Ice Blast into, getting that blink initiation or counter initiation with the War Stomp on the Centaur.
Dire's top
And then you're
tower
still going
is
to probably
under
need your
attack.
AM there to actually offer something additional in terms of like a good mana void. And of course, you're going to have MMY on the Rubik, still something useful, because otherwise the Rubik will be running around not doing much. So it's a tall order, to say the least, and Sylar's going to be forced away from the creep wave here from Ferrari. And this Viper hasn't moved, by the way. He's a tower. He just stands here.
Yeah.
And
Dire's middle tower
this
is
is
under
tower
attack.
defense.
I mean, that's what you
He's
pick him
not
for.
losing.
You pick him to make the other team not want to initiate.
Tower
But
hit.
speaking of, 4 staff on MMY after the arrow.
The hook shot actually failed. I think it hit.
Ferrari just
Joker.
killing people at the tier 3, no big deal. Gonna probably
chase
continue
into
to chase. He's still got
base now,
BKB. There's vision from the flare. Tornado EMP is gonna come out from Meow. Here comes the BKB from Ferrari.
I
No,
got
the lift
BKB.
timing. Really nicely done. So he's not going to have the mana to chase, but I don't really think it's... He might have got a kill or two there, but...
It would have looked cool.
It would have looked cool, but I don't think IG are going to fuss too much over that.
Yeah, they get the tier 2 tower.
Sylar adopting the nothing on my side of the map is safe, so I'm going to farm my opponent's side of the map strategy. I like this.
Yep, he needs that Manta pretty badly, and he better not go down towards the creep wave here because he will be in for an unpleasant surprise if he decides against it. And Battle Fury now finished for Ferrari, so just so much more dangerous than the anti-mage in this current state of the game. And I really hope he just goes for something like Abyssal.
Yeah, I think he will after Battle Fury. You could go Deso too, I guess, or you could get like Helm of the Dominator or something if you want to go for like the ultra late game unkillable PA. There's a lot of choices really, and I feel as though threat-wise, the AM is never going to surpass you in terms of 1v1 potential, right? Unless he has like Abyssal MKB, which makes him really squishy. So either way, I feel like the PA is going to be in a consistently good spot here. Centaur ulti going to be popped, Sylar retreating back to the base. And arrow.
Almost blinks into an arrow.
Yeah.
They've actually smoked up and put the rest of their support down in the enemy secret shop, trying to back up what was actually pushing the wave, which was the Centaur. Maybe expecting the supports to do what they had previously done, which is rotate down and look for those kills when someone's pushing out the lanes. But it wasn't going to happen. And because of that, they're going to just have to run away. And I'm not sure if that Centaur's going to be able to get away. And, well, there's no Basher yet, so MMY will be able to get away, and In July actually just heads into the woods. So all LGD are really trying to gain in this stage of the game is any farm they can get their hands on to. You got the anti-mage blinking down the mid lane the best he can, but he's actually going to be met by a PA pretty shortly, so he's just going to head into his jungle, which is going to be warded, a part of it, by the enemy team. So they do know he's here, and because he's here, they might be able to put some pressure on the tier 2 tower as one of the last ones they need to get. They're just the top one afterwards. The hook shot hits, though the arrow missed. Yao does have a 4-staff, and they pick that up. Well, it's not Yao who has it. I think it might be MMY has the... Nope, okay. All right, it's the Ancient Apparition has the 4-staff, but they got that for the cogs of the clockwork, and rightfully so, they get someone out of trouble, which was their Invoker, but still, I don't think they can fight now that Ferrari's here with BKB available, so this is a sacked tower. And you've got Sylar all the way down the bottom, who's currently pushing the tier 2, just going to blink away. Not sure how much tower damage he did. They're not going to be able to chase, but we can check on that. And he got it down to half, so at least they're getting something, LGD.
The thing that really went wrong for LGD this game is the 2 engagements where they were defending their tier 1 top. If they had done even slightly better, like didn't get dove and almost completely wiped out, and Sylar didn't get crit by Ferrari because he was mid-blink animation, and if the auto attack didn't crit, he would have gotten away. Like, small things like that can really change the outlook of the game, and we're going to see MMY here almost immediately dive 4 staffs towards the enemy team. Stampede going to be popped, should be able to make it to the high ground here. And they're going to continue to chase. Ferrari has BKB really active, but he doesn't have an Aegis or anything, and his BKB is going to be wearing off. June just hook shots into the base, doesn't even care. The Ice Blast from Faith comes out, and Ferrari's gone. They're going to go for June now. Should be 2 kills. They're going to trade evenly, but the problem is IG are ahead, so the trades are really not in their favor at all, especially when Sylar lives through it.
No, they're not going to. Yep, XP change in favor. 4,000 there for LGD and also gold, and they kept Sylar alive in that fight. And honestly, that 4-staff looked really weird because it pushed the Rubik out the wrong direction, but no, Yao's going to get picked up. Isn't going to be able to survive here. And yeah, Sylar's just actually going to try and stay in front of the enemies, but they have a hasted Viper, Sylar, but that shouldn't really cause any problem. He'll probably just get into the trees, and when he gets there, he'll blink away. It actually looks like he wants to clear up another wave. Nope. Not feeling brave enough. It's
really hard for him to die, actually, with the PA being dead. Like, he doesn't care about the Viper at all. He'll just aggressively farm and push the wave out until he feels like he wants to blink and TP, which seems to be now because Viper Strike was used. But normally, this is how you would expect the game to go. Like, if Sylar continued the type of farm that he had in the first 15 minutes, but he had a 12-minute Battle Fury into, like, 27-minute Manta, that's really, really bad follow-up.
But that fight was bad from IG.
Yeah.
Like, I would have been quite happy to let that... like, Chuan actually stunned, by the way, the Centaur War runner, when the Rubik was running past in range of a stun and would have died. Like, MMY would have died in the stun. And you could have just got that kill and been like, okay, we'll take Roche, you know, because you can't really do anything about it. Apart from maybe an Ice Blast and a follow-up. But they wanted the Centaur War runner. They weren't able to get him. The cogs, the 4-staffing, the Rubik out of the cogs, and then the chase afterwards you know, there was no backup for Ferrari, so it was interesting to see that, like, kind of small mistake, I would say, and certainly gives LGD a little bit of hope, but we'll see what happens after this Roche pickup. And they will have Ice Blast available.
Yeah, Ferrari's got his basher too.
Yep, and
This
they
is
also
still-
have Centaur's ultimate available, so Ice Blast will be flying in now. They are aware, but they are also too far away. And even if they use Stampede, they'll still be late, and the whole team will be ready to disengage. So free Aegis.
Radiant's
And are they
top
going to give
tower
up
is under
a bottom
attack.
tower? Most likely.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Yeah, I don't really think that they care too much about this, though. It's not really that valuable of a tower. The only thing that it does is open up the tier 3s for Sylar. That's like his goal right now, is if you know you can't win the 5-man, you want to just make sure that you kill the tier 2s. Those are really, really important, because if you can't actually hit tier 3s, you have no chance of riding your way to victory, more or less. So it is kind of a decent exchange for LGD, because there's no way they could have won that fight, I think, anyway, especially with Ferrari now having the basher too.
Oh, goodbye, Faith.
Doesn't even need a crit,
You
actually.
don't get to TP out from that. Bloodlust on this TA as well. They've got 2 4 staffs now, LGD.
Yep.
So they have something when it comes to actually getting dove or initiated on under their tier 3. Okay, well, maybe the 2 4 staffs don't matter so much. They have one on Yao. He's able to get away, and they will almost burn some mana. I think they only managed to burn some of the PAs there. Nope, doesn't look so much like it at all. So they've lost 2. They've still got Sylar pushing down the top,
Radiant's
but
bottom
they need
tower
their
is under attack.
Viper here. But Viper's all the way in base. He's kind of like, yo, I know I'm pretty good at pushing towers, but I'm also defending versus Sylar. So Sylar doing what Sylar does, really. Which is farm. Yeah, gonna get stampeded away as Ferrari dives in.
That's actually still a big win,
Another
just
Ice
forcing
Blast.
out the Stampede. Because now if you try to initiate on the fight, there's no Stampede, which means that Glyph, Ice, oh god, the first hit bash. The first hit bash. That is the story of my life, by the way.
Oh, that arrow's gonna hit.
Oh my god.
Sylar has to get 4 staff by Faith, but no, Ferrari does not care. And he's going to go for Faith, 1 bash, and that will be a... Nope, doesn't get the kill. They're actually going to throw him into the well here.
Just dive him.
Sylar actually is going to be back into the fight, and the Aegis is gone. And now Tron finds himself in a weird situation. I think he wants to take up some room here. We're going to see Cogs come out to kind of disrupt the fight from June. Not yet. In comes the blink. No Stampede as Tron interrupts it. And Ferrari's still running. In comes an arrow. And now finally Luo is there. But he's taking a huge amount of damage from this Ice Blast. I think it might have been the Ice Blast or just Cold Feet. Ferrari now picked up. In July, did he have a stomp to add? No, doesn't seem to. Sylar's going to back off, and they are going to get the kill. Goes to Faith. And Tron finally being able to leave the fight. An arrow comes in, and the urn will actually tick down, and we'll see the end of M and Y for this fight. And they also get Faith with a rocket flare. So absolute madness here between these 2 teams, and Yao wants to continue the madness, and luckily for him, in July is able to reinitiate. And I think Invictus Gaming need to just go away and just think about what they've done, because it's not
Stampede's
been
back off
fantastic.
cooldown. I think they're actually going to continue to chase.
This is
for Sheep's Boat.
ridiculous.
This is very reminiscent of the fight that we saw yesterday against MVP, when they just go way overboard and then just...
No, but I understand, like, Ferrari just going ham and going through, because he can kill anybody by himself. I don't think Tron
Yeah, but they
necessarily
could've
needed to be
Rexed.
there, and I think the rest of the team could have Rexed.
Yeah.
Because the Viper was actually, Lau was actually there. I don't understand it. Like,
The
it's
thing
fine.
is-
Like, they hit an arrow and they kill Sylar, they force buyback. There's no reason to kill a support. Like, what's the point of killing Faith or MMY for an Aegis that you've only just picked up? Just get back to your tower. It's like, get back to, their tier 3 tower.
I mean, it would have been a huge win to make them like buy back on Sylar, because Ferrari dove the tier 3s, but he had BKB at that point, so he was able to walk away. Stampede had already been used. Ice Blast had already been used. Glyph had already been used. They had nothing. And I think that's the only reason he decided to go so hard, but objective gaming is basically the thing that you want to do, especially against teams with AM on them, because even though Sylar had to buy back, I'm pretty sure he made his money back from that engagement, because he was alive for a lot of people dying, and now he's working his way towards that butterfly as well.
That's going to come up very quickly. We had the basher, as we mentioned, on Ferrari. Let's see what he's up to now. He's up to 3,200 gold. So he actually died, though, at the end of that fight, right?
Yep.
Yeah. No. Yes, he did.
He did.
Yes, he did. Yeah, he died from Faith. What's the Clockwork got? It'll be interesting to see how tanky he decides that he needs to be. He's going to go just for the Ags.
This is a pretty standard build, though. I like this.
Yeah.
I mean, Blade Mail isn't particularly useful when your only real job is to isolate heroes. You don't really want to make trades or anything like that. You just want to be mobile, so you can put yourself in a spot to be annoying for the Centaur.
I'm not sure this is a great idea.
Nah, he's fine. Oh, they're even going to pop Stampede for him. But if the early game or mid game went even slightly better for LGD, which it was going really well for a while, the team fights were just so bad. Like Sylar dying in the one, 4 heroes dying in the other, and then not really getting anything in return and not pressuring at all. It's not the kind of lineup that you really want to fall behind on, because it's putting too much pressure on Sylar now to be able to push out the lanes by himself when Ferrari is dangerously close to an Abyssal. And if he RNGs you, you will die. There's no getting away from that. As speaking of RNG, Sylar's going to eat it 3 times multicast, but fortunately for him, he's AM and fuck magic.
Yes, doesn't really matter, does it? Chuan wants to chase a little bit. He has himself a Yule Scepter. We have I think that we had some Ghost Scepters coming up. I think Faith ended up picking up one.
Bottom tower is
He's done really well in terms of his farm this game. He was given the lane for a little bit when they rotated away, but it's kind of paid off. Like, what level is he? He's just got level 2 ulti, I would guess. He's at level 13, 14, Faith. Oh, sorry, level 11, yeah. So level 2 ulti. So maybe he actually didn't even have level 2 ulti last fight. So that's worth a mention.
Tower is under attack.
Yeah,
I would like to see MMY pick himself up a 4-staff. Sorry, a Ghost Scepter as well. I feel it's overly necessary against this PA, because the PA doesn't even need to kill Sylar to win a fight. He can just take out 2 supports if you're badly positioned. EMP coming down, and it's a telekinesis Chon. MMY going to move away. Faith caught into the cogs of June, and Ferrari just going to bash out in July, and it looks like they are going to lose their Centaur as he blinks on and gets a final hit. And yep, they usually Yal in that situation as well. So Ghost Scepter's not going to help you when you get jumped, and Sylar still just pushing out, and they might just be like, yeah, fuck this, you know, we have to give up this tier 3. I'm not even sure if he's going to TP back, but they do have an Ice Blast coming in, and they did buy back on the Centaur. And they have rotated someone down. I think it's the Clockwork has actually gone to try and stop Sylar. So whether or not Sylar wants to get back into the fight and try and TP away, but he's got to be careful in case he gets interrupted.
Dire's middle barracks.
I think it's...
And they're just going to... No, did they give up any racks? Yeah, the range racks.
The range racks. Yeah. It's not a huge deal. I think they might have actually been able to get melee if they committed a little bit harder, but Ferrari's BKB was down from the middle engagement, so maybe he was feeling a little bit gun-shy after tanking the well. So, I mean, to be fair, in their defense, Roshan was down, so playing over-aggressive wasn't horrible, because if Sylar buys back, they wipe IG and they get Roshan, then all of a sudden the game changes dynamic pretty heavily. But since Roshan was dead, it didn't really matter too much that they went completely ham. But I don't think they're going to be making that mistake twice, as they just showed. They just want to do the slow push. And Ferrari, even during that engagement when they killed in July, kind of wasted his BKB. June cogged, and he didn't have a blink strike up, so he kind of just sat there and didn't really do a whole lot of anything. But they're still just poised outside of LGD's base, which is what you want. And once they get one lane, suddenly the AM has to commit his time to that lane, right? And that means you get less farm, which is really, really crappy. Because you want to get that lane out as far as you can, in terms of, like, you want to push it to their base. So that way your supports can farm other lanes that are easier and give more farm. But, I don't know, it's not a good situation either way for LGD.
Yeah, and you can see how worried they are about losing this melee racks and how it could affect the game, as they really do want to defend. EMP comes out, Lua's going to be separated, but no one can really initiate on him or want to. June and Ferrari ready. In the wings of the IG team. And then Y. Did he steal himself a Bloodlust? Is that what he's casting?
Dire's middle barracks
and yeah, melee racks are just going to go down. They couldn't find the opening, and IG are going to score the first lane of racks, and we're going to have Roshan spawning very, very soon. Okay, not very soon, soonish. And they look like they want to re-engage. Twan's going to actually throw Yules, and they're actually going to get a stun onto Sylar, but they don't get to follow up. Nice telekinesis. That's going to be saving Sylar. They're even going to force-staff him away, but the Abyssal comes in. They force-staff Sylar twice, I think that was, and he still goes down, and Ferrari just looking so dominant in these team fights. In July just throws out a Stampede just for the sake of it.
Well, I mean, Sylar did live, but it doesn't matter. Like, you can see right now, Ferrari just does not care. And there's no MKB on these heroes, but he is getting hit quite a bit. Yeah, he's actually going to end up dropping here.
Wasn't that a Sylar buyback?
No, he didn't die.
What?
Nope. Didn't die.
Was there a final blink at the end?
Yeah,
I didn't even see that.
Well, he got force-staffed again and then was able to blink
he
away.
got force-staffed twice, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thou monster.
I thought he was dead.
But
I would have been dead.
I mean, killing 4 heroes like that, one rack's down.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's...
If you get Roche, you can actually make something happen. You got your butterfly now.
Unfortunately, it's not going to be up in time.
Tower is under attack.
Very sad.
I think
I almost don't believe that he didn't buy back. I'm sure he didn't buy back, but can you show me Wepes? Was there a buyback?
no, he didn't die.
Buyback status available. Thank you. You had to point that out. Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean they committed
Double
pretty heavily.
staff into.
But the thing is, he had a butterfly too for that, so he didn't get hit like every
That's
single
huge.
time. Yeah.
Do you think they can play around? Do you think they can play around this this AM strong enough in these team fights to make something happen? Because in this stage, like, what are you picking up on your AM next? Like, are you
I
just
think
going for like
MKB Abyssal.
Satanic or?
No. MKB Abyssal, I think, is the way that you want to go. If you plan on taking direct engagements, because you can actually blink on the PA and bomb him if you have those items. And he's going to eat an arrow here in the bottom lane. I don't think he's going to die. He's going to eat another multicast, though. Flare comes out. Needs to be careful of the hook shot. Actually just kills them because of the mana void. Well done by Sylar, checking the mana of the supports, knowing that he could just go for the bomb.
Well, he put his banter, his illusions on Chuan there.
Yep, very, very good stuff. And this is the comeback trail.
Totally designed.
Like, normally you would say you want to get a heart just for the survivability, but the reality is, if you kill Ferrari, the team's damage is gone. They have none.
What's the Viper got? What's Luar got?
I think he's got
he
like...
got an Ags, yeah? Yeah, he does. He's got a Yasha.
Like, he's not a damage threat,
No,
though,
he's
to
not.
the AM.
He's not going to kill an AM by any means. Oh, there's a DD on Sylar. Doesn't have any lifesteal, though, for this Roshan. He's actually going to have to back away, but...
I would like to see the MKB Abyssal, but he might go heart.
They should fight this, though, LGD. If they can... I would be okay. Like, you need to scout first before you go into Roche, but if you can get a pick of any pick now, you really could start looking, you could secure this game. And I'm surprised from Invictus Gaming that they've let it get to this stage. Because they got the Rax mid and then tried to go reinitiate with Chuan with his Yule Scepter into Arrow.
Yeah.
And then it was really nice play from MMY, stopping the Fire Blast from coming in from Chuan. And then just, keeping Sylar alive. It was like saving Private Sylar, a spin-off show. Okay, so LGD smoke is down. They have a BKB as the item of choice for Sylar, and it's going to be Invictus Gaming on the hunt. And we do have Sylar in the wings here nearby, so that's just going to blink away. Yeah, not going to eat an arrow. That's just going to go to a creep. Chuan is going to get down onto Faith. He's going to get forced staffed away, and they can't initiate now. And actually, I think
He's going to die.
Okay.
That dot damage. He only has 900 HP.
But he has a Ghost Scepter, which doesn't help.
I'm really curious to see the route that Sylar takes here. I think that's going to be like the most important part of the game.
Route to
Is
what? Items? Or?
yeah.
Well, we went BKB.
We went BKB?
Yeah, I said that moments ago.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's right.
I didn't hear it.
We're ill. This is the ill cast.
I don't like BKB at all. Like, the
I just think it stops him from getting used, it stops him from getting stunned, but like, is he going to be able to really secure a kill? And we'll have to see. He hasn't popped his BKB yet. He's going to pop it now onto Chuan. Light Shadow used, and Sylar is going to look like he's going to disengage for the moment. In July, will take on June. The oddest fights is in July will try and get away, but Ferrari will clean him up. So far they've lost MMY and also their center, and they've only picked out Chuan. And it's not exactly what they want. There's an Aegis now on Ferrari, so Sylar's still got a lot to do. And his BKB was used, so that's going to have a little bit of a cooldown, and Ferrari didn't need to use his. So 50 seconds left on that BKB, 2,000 gold. Is buyback status on him? Has he got enough money available? Nope, needs 64 more gold, and he's desperate to get that if they're going to want to push. But luckily for them, the creep wave bottom isn't really in their favor for Invictus Gaming, so LGD happy about that. And Sylar's in the base. Look at the base.
I mean, he's doing his best.
Doing his thing.
And they're going to have to pop a glyph here. A couple of heroes rotate in to counter push, but I like the BKB in the sense that allows you to focus whoever you want. That's definitely a good thing. But if you get crit by Ferrari, you're still dead. So I think the biggest threat to him actually isn't the magic damage or the stuns even, as much as it is Ferrari being on him without him having like a way to abyssal him back or something like that. So obviously Sylar a fantastic AM player. I'm just saying, like, the BKB, his next item I would assume is going to be abyssal if he's going to go that route. Because last item MKB doesn't really seem that strong.
No, like being able to stun lock people or abyssal down the PA is huge. Because even if like the PA now goes for an MKB, you have plenty of time to attack if you actually get the abyssal off or some control on the PA. But we'll see if that's going to be the case. We have a ultimate orb up on Invoker as well.
Yeah, it's going to be a hex. And the nice thing is for LGD is that the BKB and Ferrari's been 5 seconds for quite some time. So they can hex him up. They can kill him pretty much immediately if they manage to get one good opening.
MKB is now finished. And Invictus Gaming just need to decide where they can get an opening to push. And they're going to start pushing out the bottom wave. They've got mid always pushing in. Siler picks up another tower, but 4,400 gold. Siler's going to TP out, leave his illusions down there just to keep pushing the wave, get any additional gold he can. And Invictus Gaming want to use this Aegis. They want to be able to engage.
Bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, they can still end it here. That's the thing. Like, if they get a little bit of good RNG, they Abyssal, like the AM, they kill him. I mean, sure, he'll have buyback, but they just need to make LGD invest in defending their base with the Aegis. That's their main goal. Even if they don't Rax, if they just make Sylar buyback, if they make some other heroes buyback, it's still okay. Because that means that delays the time between Sylar having his next item. Because once he gets 6 slotted and gets bots, it's going to be kind of troublesome because Ferrari is not going to have the leg up and being able to evade everything now. You know, like if he does go MKB or if he does go for the Abyssal just means that the rest of his team will be able to kill Ferrari instead of just him. And we're going to see actually, okay. That was an ice cream cone there a second ago. No longer.
Yeah, we got the Demon Edge
Prize is mine.
for Sylar. And without an Ice Blast, that is quite a bit of chunk of your damage, to be honest. Even if it's only level 2, it does help tremendously in these team fights, being able to secure some kills on top of the damage that Sylar's going to push out. And Ferrari with creeps in the base, him, June, and Twan are just going to take down this tier 3 tower, no problem. But Sylar also going to do so. Sunstrike comes in on Luau, and they're just exchanging here. And if you're going to give 2 lanes of racks away, I'm okay with this situation. I wonder.
Well, technically the Raxes are still going to be even because they kill one and they lose one. So all in all, it's fine. He actually does opt to go for
Sylar's back, and they go on Twan, and they get a really clean kill. And Ferrari's going to come in, and he's going to be kind of left a little bit lonesome at the moment. They're actually going to dust him up, and he doesn't BKB. He's just going to have to blink strike away. June's going to throw out cogs for him, but Sylar wants to go on him, but he eats an arrow, and Sylar will be going down momentarily. No, he gets 4-staffed away with BKB, and then blinks. They can't get all to him. MMY back into the fight, chasing down June. Ferrari has respawned after the Aegis, and the Ancient Apparition will just force himself into base. So even with an arrow coming in from Chessbug, it wasn't enough to get the kill onto Sylar. And they lose the Aegis, but they get a lane of racks, but they lose a lane of racks. What was taken down here? That's the
range racks.
Yeah, range racks, and they gave away the melee racks, right?
Yep. So at the end of the day, it's still slightly better for IG, being able to push out the lanes just consistently. But again, really, really weird engagement coming out from IG. Like the way they started that fight, they had Ferrari just sitting in the base, like in an ice wall.
Ferrari, I'm not sure this is a great idea. He gets the Abyssal, gets a crit, they 4-staff Sylar, and then the hookshot comes in. Both carries are down. 110 seconds on the anti-mage, and the buyback now from the P8. We'll see if he's able to get back into the fight quickly. He's just going to TP. They have the tier 1 tower middle still, Invictus Gaming here, so that he's able to do so. And they cannot buy back on this anti-mage. So Invictus Gaming going a bit ham.
That should be GG, actually.
Looking to trade, yeah. And I'm pretty sure that no one here now can stand up to the power of this PA.
I don't know, I really disagree with the BKB. Like, normally, I can find pretty good reasons why he would get BKB on AM. And we're going to see actually one last skirmish here, but more or less, I don't really think the IG are no longer capable of losing it, as they're going to just chase down Yao as he walks towards the well. But when you buy a BKB against a hero who already has significant damage and has an Abyssal Blade, you know he only wants to kill you, right? Like, he only wants to go on you, blink Abyssal. That's exactly what Ferrari did in almost every engagement, right? So,
Ferrari going to have to BKB and blink strike away again. MMY getting forced down. He's going to use his Ghost Scepter to get away. Tron, force that forward, and still no anti-mage. They will have the center wall runner up again. Nice Yules by Twan there to dodge the stomp, but it will hit at the end. But in July, just going to have to run away, and already you can see the Ancient getting whittled down by Ferrari. To say it lightly, and Invictus Gaming will secure game number 1. So, yeah, an interesting game because I felt LGD took the lead. IG got it back with the top team fight.
They outplayed.
And then, yeah, after outplaying the BKB, I would agree with you. Like I don't know if you like he had a BKB and MKB by the end. I mean, would Satanic?
No, it's...
Is Satanic too bad of an item just because you don't want to eat a Fire Blast on top of, you know, an arrow? Or
he already has an orb, so... And a break. He doesn't get lifesteal from a Satanic. So
that's really sad. You have to go Vlad's, but that's not fun.
Yeah, Vlad's not really...
I was actually going to ask if you think one of the supports should pick up Vlad's for him.
Yeah, probably at some point. But the thing is, I think that Faith and MMY were actually struggling a lot that game because PA is really, really good at finding those supports after the fight has already been like won, I guess you could say. The chase potential is really strong.
Until he runs into the fountain.
Yeah, until he dies tier 4s. But, I mean, basically, when you buy BKB, you're saying to the enemy carry, if you don't have like equal damage items to me, or you have a built-in like evasion or crit or any type of RNG, that hero is going to have the advantage. And that's kind of why PA always beats AM with equal farm. Because in some games, the PA can buy a BKB, but it doesn't matter because you have evasion and crit. But the AM doesn't have either of those things. All he has is blink. So it's just a little bit weird. And the other thing is, too, if you get Abyssal and MKB, you can blink in Abyssal, the highest threat, and kill it instantly. Like, if you Manta Abyssal with MKB and you have Butterfly as well, your damage output is ridiculous.
I actually think like just having the Manta on top of the damage items that you recommended there, I think that would have been fine. Because even on the defense, his BKB didn't help him. You know, there wasn't like,
it was always
even
late,
if
too.
it was a Blink Strike, if Ferrari came in with a Blink Strike, he just instantly manted, and then it was just who is going to Abyssal the other first,
right?
In terms of, you know, to be able to lock him down, if that would have been the case. But
it's always easier for the AM because he does have Manta, and the PA doesn't. Yeah. So when you blink in and you Manta, you're just like, oh,
Manta,
boom.
and then insta lock him down, and then with your MKB you could kill.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, we have it.
Yeah.
You're smarter than Sylar.
Not really.
No, come on, say it.
I don't want to say that.
I am.
It's a bit pretentious. I just think that in a lot of games, it's really common for the AMs to go like BKB after their Manta Battle Fury, right? Because then you can fight, and then you can just YOLO people, kind of like what Ferrari was doing. But when you have a PA that you have to consistently worry about, you can't go BKB. That's just how I feel.
I like knowing how you feel.
It's good.
Sharing.
My voice might not last 3 games, by the way. I'm just saying that now.
My headache's getting worse as well. I'm trying to like watch stuff, and this screen kind of like glares at me. And there's a picture of me on there.
Yeah, it's not great. I don't want to look at like the left side of that monitor.
Thank you. Yeah, so either way, well played from both. I think they can exchange games very easily, these two teams. So we'll see what happens. I guess we're going to go to a little break, and then we come back. We're going to game number 2. I'm going to go check in on the other stream as I walk past them and probably shout some curse words. Bruno and Lumi, who are currently casting Rave versus MVP Phoenix. So make sure you are tuning into them. And also to mention, just at the end of this broadcast segment, because it's not over yet, we have to stay. We signed a contract. No GGs were called.
Yeah, that's true. No GG, no skill, right? Isn't that what the StarCraft players say?
No GG,
Good thing
no
this
skill.
isn't StarCraft.
I think it was MC who